I was gonna go like this, but ooh, I got
No, but that's really good because like I got this going on too.
Like just,
Yeah, I just wanted to be as comfortable as possible. Super casual. Hey guys, you're listening to the CPR podcast with me, your host, June Kato Ryder. Anyways.
Welcome.
Hi.
We're doing this.
Finally. Hey guys, I'm June.
Aaron here.
This is Aaron. This is the most handsome, super cool Aaron, who is like the secret talent behind all of these things that nobody talks about, which I think is bullshit. We're going to be swearing on this show, by the way, so I hope you guys are okay with that.
So yeah, I'm usually behind the camera, but June will probably introduce herself more. But yeah, I really wanted to help her with this.
Well, wait, let's get a little bit into that because it's a good story.
Yeah.
Aaron had a dream.
I did have a dream.
Tell us about your dream.
No, this was like a year ago where you wanted to start a podcast about relationships and children and parenting and that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, well, I'd gone through a lot of things in my own personal relationship. Just a short little introduction about myself.
Right, yeah, tell us about yourself.
Who am I? Hi, I'm June. I said that earlier. I live in Tokyo, in Japan, and I'm 33 years old. I am so young. Young and, you know, figuring out life. Primarily, my career has been in simultaneous interpreting, and I've been able to have all kinds of just sort of unbelievable experiences that a lot of people don't get to have just by virtue of the industry I've been in. I've been able to meet like world famous leaders.
You've been doing translating for a long time, and through that, you've actually met some crazy, famous, influential people that some people, even me, like would just.
So have you, dude.
Well, I have too, but like, you know, you're just like double, triple that.
No, it's just because I've been doing it for a few years longer than you. That's all.
Like, who are some of like some of the top people that you've?
Well, like just off the top of my head. I've been able to interpret for George Bush Jr., former president of the United States, and Alan Greenspan, people who are just global leaders across the world, like Robert Kiyosaki. I've been interpreting for Tony Robbins for nearly 10 years now. Probably closer to 8, but it sounds cooler if you say nearly 10 years.
It's what's 1 or 2 years.
Pretty much anyone who is in the realm of making people's lives better through education, through knowledge. I've been able to be their interpreter. Japanese to English, English to Japanese. That's the language that I interpret. Anyways.
And you've been doing that for, well, like you said, close to 10 years. And through interpreting for all these famous, influential entrepreneur people, you've gotten a lot of, you know, input and knowledge and stuff that other people would have to pay, like, you know,
people,
a lot to hear. Or whatever,
it's true. I've been in a really, really fortunate position where I mean, of course, there are seminars that I've attended that I've had to pay for, and I'm very happy to because all of them are worth it. The learning is just, guys, if there's anything I could say about education and investing in yourself, do it. Learn what you can, because we're in such an amazing world these days. You can go online anywhere and you can learn everything you ever needed to do, except for if you're trying to be a doctor or a lawyer or anything like that. So always invest in yourself and your education. And that's something that I've been doing consistently for the past, I would say probably 8 years is more accurate. And that brings us here to today. Hi.
That was fast. Okay.
So, well, I'll get into more stories and my experiences in later episodes, but just that's a quick in. And also, I'm a mother of one.
Right. So, you've had a kid.
I've had a kid. No.
Right?
5 years ago. It's not that recent.
Well,
5 years is like.
That's recent for me. It's like.
That's true.
More kids.
Aaron, how many kids do you have, Aaron?
I got 4 kids.
4 kids.
Young lads.
And he's only 18 years old.
Me? Oh, no, yeah.
Look at the skin.
For
Like, it's
21
crazy. He's got crazy skin.
My
Anyways.
oldest is 17, and I got 4 boys, and then my youngest just turned 9. So
Insane.
all that in between. So when she says 5 years, I'm just like, I mean, it's still relatively.
It is
new,
recent.
But for her, it's like, what? It's been a whole.
For
been a
me,
whole 5 years.
yeah, it's like it's a whole lifetime for me, and that's like mainly where a lot of my transformations have gone.
So not recently, for the last. I mean, you've had a kid last 5 years.
Yeah.
Is that around the time where you started kind of, getting interested or like researching or into that sort of, children?
Well, as far as children goes, well, the name of this podcast / video thing came to Aaron
Podcast
in a dream.
show-ish
This
thing?
show-ish thing. It came to Aaron in a dream, and it's called Child-Parent Relationships, CPR. Hashtag CPR.
Is it this way? Is it this way? How do you do it?
I don't know. I'm not
this
cool
way?
and young anymore.
Okay, it's this way. Yeah. But
yeah.
you were talking about doing a podcast
Yeah.
like this for like, what was it, like a year and a half ago, right?
Yeah, about a year ago. Yeah. And actually started up one on iTunes that uploaded one episode, and then we kind of just didn't continue from there. And
yeah, you
so
told me.
it was, I think everything is about timing, and I couldn't have timed Aaron's dream better than it came. So this is what happened, and here we are now.
So she basically told me like a year and a half ago that she wanted to start a podcast about this type of stuff. And at the time I was like, yeah, I'll help you.
Yeah.
Just let me know. But nothing really happened. Then the beginning of this year, I had a dream. Oh, I should help Jen with her mission or her dream. I don't know. Maybe it's a mission kind of thing.
It is
and then
both.
And then the CPR came up. And like, what does CPR even stand for? See children. Okay, that's cool. And then like parenting, because that's what you wanted to do anyway.
Yeah.
What about what's with the R? Then I was like, okay, what about relationships? And it wasn't something that she said in particular that she wanted to podcast so much about. But I figured at least.
Well, they're all connected,
relationships are so
they're all intertwined, and
important.
they're so important. Like the quality of your relationships are literally the quality of your life. Things can be going great at work, but if at home, if you have a shitty relationship with your spouse or with your kids, then it just like puts a damper on everything else. And so I really
it'll
feel
stress you out. It'll, then that leaks onto to your children.
as well as
okay, that kind of
it's everything.
coincides. So I called her like. No, I text you,
You
right?
texted me like in the middle of,
yeah. Like, what? Wait, what? Yeah, remember? And then I was like, no, it's not that kind of dream, but and then I told her a little about it, and she's like, okay, let's do it. So we had a few meetings, and then we're like, okay, quick, let's get one out.
I know, momentum.
By the end of this month. Today's the 29th, right?
Today is January 29th.
So we're like, okay, at least one.
At least one, and here we are. And like, you guys, you have to bear with us because like, Aaron and I, our occupations, usually we're behind the scenes, behind the camera, not really putting ourselves out there. So us doing this is kind of taking, a departure from our comfort zone, which is also a good thing to do.
Well, that's another thing that I've been learning last 5 some years of getting out of my comfort zone and doing stuff anyway. So this is definitely like I'm usually behind there. So it's a
I'm usually in like a dark booth, like Batman cave with a mic and headphones, and but nobody can see me, but they can hear me, which is actually why my throat, my voice sounds. This is not what I normally sound like.
You don't sound this sexy.
I don't sound this sexy. I lost my voice over the weekend, and I was like texting Aaron, and I was like, I don't know if we can do this on the date that we scheduled because my voice was completely gone. But somehow, through the help of a lot of different people, people just kept sending me propolis. Propolis? Is that what it's called?
Medicine stuff?
Something about bees and honey and manuka and propolis.
We went skiing the other day, and then we went to a little rest stop. And the rest stop was like a European themed restaurant.
Yeah.
And they had a bunch of manuka honey there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just by chance, like, ooh, I heard a lot about this. And
well, I didn't get any from Aaron.
No, I didn't get it, but I just, it's just like,
yeah. But thanks to that, I have a voice again. Here we are, guys.
Awesome.
Anyways. Awesome. Awkward silence.
Yeah, but so basically you wanted been doing this podcast for a while, right? What was
Yeah.
kind of like the thing that made you like want to do something like this? Like you said, you're always usually in the back, but you're still getting all this information from all these
Yeah.
speakers. You just had a kid, so is it kind of like maybe a bunch of things, like 2 or 3 things, kind of coming together to push you into wanting to do?
For sure. Well, like my whole life, I've always been pretty prolific about always putting out things on my blog that are actually going on in my personal life. I've been told that I'm very raw and a little bit super honest, and yeah, I have no shame. So if I'm going through something, then I will post about, I'll write about it. And throughout the years, I've always gotten a lot of feedback from people telling me that that it really helps them, and that my honesty and the truth about showing all of my mistakes and all of the shit that I'm going through, and just the vulnerability. Like, I've never feel vulnerable. Whenever I do this, I always feel like I'm so weak to be sharing about all of my failings and the things that I'm concerned about and how I feel, anyways. So I would always get feedback about that. And so it was something that I wanted to pursue for a while. But then I probably never would have if it wasn't for when I had my son. I went through 2 years of postpartum depression, and that was really, I've had dark times in my life, and we'll get into this at some point perhaps, but that was the longest darkness of my life. It was about 2.5 years straight. And while I was going through postpartum depression, I wasn't even aware. I was just judging myself, and I was miserable. Like, when I would go out, I was still working at the time, so I would put on a brave face, and I was okay. And I just figured that this is what parenting is. I didn't realize that this constant dread and this feeling of just always being just one tiny little something away from breaking down.
Right.
I didn't know that that wasn't normal. And so I just kept on, pushing forward. And then one day, like, I came out of it, and I was like, in retrospect, I looked back and I was like, that is not natural. That's not normal. And when I finally got around to sharing with other mothers or other parents what I had truly been going through, I got 2 responses. One response was, that's not normal. Were you okay? Because I've enjoyed raising my child. It's been wonderful. We've had an immediate connection since birth. And then there was the other one of like, oh my God, thank you for saying that. Now I don't feel so alone. And so Aaron and Aaron's had his own experiences in his family with postpartum depression through relatives. And so we got together and made a short documentary with some other very brave mothers who shared their experience.
So that was like the first time. Well, I've known June for a long time, and we worked in a company, but in different departments. So we know each other then. But that was like the first time that we actually worked together on this project, and that took planning and shooting it, a course of 6 months, something like that, right?
I didn't do he did everything. Like, I just sat here and showed up on the date.
You did help a lot with getting the questions like kind of ironed out, and you also were the first one to get interviewed. You also helped get some of the other people. But some of my sisters and some other people went through that.
Yeah.
And then when I asked her, hey, you want to help out with this? And she was like, oh, I went through it too, and I would love to help out. Awesome. So that was the first time that we, worked closely together on a project, and it was awesome. We filmed 6 people in 5 people in 2 different places.
2 different locations.
3 or 5 months, and we edited it. We worked closely together on it. We wanted to make sure that it was in subtitles in English and Japanese to really get out to as many people as possible. And when we put it out, like, so many people shared it, and a lot of good feedback. And not me, but she got a lot of like DMs and stuff, right?
I did, like, yeah.
Some negative, but mostly positive about it.
Mostly positive.
And,
it was beautiful.
Yeah, and ever since then, I always had like in the back of my mind, like, we should do something, work together, because I really enjoy working with you. So I'm like, okay, we should do something together, but something not just like, let's just do that, but like, something, meaningful.
Something meaningful, exactly. So
this is kind of like, a part 2. Like, I get to work with you again, and that's great.
It's super great.
We can put the link of that short film that that we did together in the description. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of like,
That's sort of what started us, talking more about creating something together. And you guys, like, I'm just gonna be super honest. I'm not really good at like structure and planning and scheduling and all that kind of stuff. And so Aaron's been like this just amazing, amazing presence. He just puts everything together and he's like, okay, just show up and talk. And I'm like, I can do that.
Show up and talk. Like,
I know.
Isn't that hard?
Yeah, I mean, no, it's not hard because you always create a very safe space to have serious and deep, meaningful conversations. It's not that way with everybody. And so for that, I'm really thankful for you. Anyways, that's what I want this space for all of us to be. Every now and again, we might have a guest, or it might just be me. It might just be the both of us bantering back and forth. But this is a safe place to share your shit that you're too embarrassed to talk to anybody about. And trust me, I have so much stuff that I'm too embarrassed, but I share it anyway. So
yeah, I mean,
if you've gone through it, someone else has. There's like no problem in the world that is so original that nobody's gone through it before. So by sharing it, you usually find the answers, or you'll find someone who has the answers already. And it's good to share. Sharing is caring, guys.
Sharing is caring, yeah.
Share.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I have like so much stuff that's like, a bit embarrassing, or I think it's like, it's a no-go kind of thing.
Aaron's dark
but having a safe space and a good friend, I think you're like probably one of my best friends, so like having that space to talk about it, I think is super important. And who knows?
Yeah.
Like,
but those are like the kind of relationships that feed your soul, the ones that make you like, okay, I can get up and try again tomorrow, no matter how shitty things are. But anyways, go on. I love to interrupt you, but please continue.
No. But I think having that kind of friend, having that kind of space is like super important, I think. And, it might be like a good experience or a bad experience. It might be like, stepping out of your comfort zone and asking for help.
Yeah.
Like I know a lot of the comments that you got when we were making the after we finished making the short film was like, oh, I felt maybe like what you were feeling, but maybe I was too afraid to ask for help.
Yeah.
Or I felt that I'm bad.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It's not, for one like situation or question that they might have had. I'm sure there's like tons of other people that feel the same.
For sure.
Like, it's kind of like you're not alone,
You're not alone. Yeah. I think like loneliness is probably one of the things that plague our society the most these days, that people sit alone in their homes or alone in their minds and they're like, oh, I'm the only one. How horrifying. And if I ever share this, then I'll be shunned and people will judge me. But like, if we're all doing that alone, then why don't we just do it together and have a great time? Get our shit out, get past it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think it'll be cool in the future if people see it and then they can like send in some questions either.
Yeah.
Even anonymously, and we can like
totally
talk about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely don't have any answers. Like
that's not true.
Like,
Aaron gives me like answers all the time, but he just doesn't.
No, it's not really.
No, he just kind of like things just like fall out of his mouth, and then I'm just like. What? And he just keeps on talking like nothing happened. I'm like, oh, he doesn't even know what he just said is just so valuable. So I'm really glad that, you grew a pair and you're sitting here, not back there. No, come back. Anyways, this right now, you guys, I have to say is like a prime example of something that I've been focused on doing more this year. I almost dropped my mic. Which is, I wrote this on a Post-it and I stuck it on the bulletin board in my kitchen so I can always be looking at it. And pretty much it's something that everybody's seen. It's famous and it's just called, I just wrote down, start before you're ready. And for me, there are also tons of different like personality type tests that you can take. But one of them that I took, I'm this producer type. And what the producer type does is they only like to show what they're working on once it's complete and it's perfect. And this is something that I've been doing my whole life. Like, I don't like to tell people I'm working on a project. I don't like to tell people that
Same.
I'm starting on something until it's perfect and I know that I've checked my things and it's going to be presented exactly the way that I want it to. And so that has worked up until a point. But then if I really want to expand and get out of my comfort zone, I realized that I'm going to have to just keep starting things before I'm ready. And so here we are, not ready, but starting. And I feel like that's really important for life, just to have the courage to move forward, even though you feel incomplete or that you don't have all the pieces together. But once you put yourself out there, the pieces do come together. Like, for instance, with this show, I just told Aaron that I wanted to do it, and I failed in actually making it happen before. And then he showed up and, filled in all of the spots that I didn't. So, prime example, start before you're ready, and just, Jesus Christ, see all the things. I hope you're not a Christian. I mean, sorry. Bleep. I love Christians.
wait, what? Where is this going?
No, I am not, guys. So much sacrilegious stuff might come out, but just know that it's all in fun and in respect for any of your beliefs. We're all just here trying to figure out what works. So,
yeah.
Anyway.
But a lot of podcasts, they have the nice mics, and they got the one or two guys in the back doing the stuff, and there's no one back there.
No, you have a parrot back there. Maybe you should
I got
post a picture of it later.
There's no one back there monitoring the sound or the audio. My mic might have been mute a little while ago. I just turned it back on. But,
great.
Wonderful. But sometimes you just gotta say, in the words of Tony Robbins, just say yes and just
say yes
and just do it. When we're not even ready.
Yeah. Storm across that fire.
Just start it. And our first show podcast might be not so good, but then we'll learn and slowly but surely, get some questions and maybe some good content, and maybe it might help some people out there. So
I hope so.
That's the plan.
If anything, at the end of the day, if it's entertaining too, then good job us.
Right.
I think. And also, that was one more thing. This year, my goal is to be able to produce more content and also, start shifting my career to being able to make a living being exactly who I am. And I've been wanting to do that for a really long time, but I've been hiding so many parts of me. And so I realized if I want to start, living my life exactly as I am, be who I am on the inside and what I project outside, and have that gap, close that gap, then I really need to just start putting myself out there. And so thank you so much for making this possible.
I think
that's why I'm sitting like this. I don't white socks, guys. So, oh no, they're dirty. Crap. Well, that's who I am.
Fine. It's fine. We can Photoshop that out. Make them white.
Great.
But I think it's very important. If you said you want to, just kind of live your life way, but sometimes you gotta do things that isn't 100% ready or
scary,
a little bit scary, out of the comfort zone. But you gotta start somewhere. So I know you've been. The last, a little while, you've been trying to get out there,
little by little,
be yourself a bit more.
Well, it's been this beautiful dance of trying to put myself out there and also holding myself back, one step forward, one step back, and I'm just and
that's
then
life. That's life.
And then Aaron's just here you go. So here we are.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to doing this more.
Awesome.
Fun. Pretty much. That's the introduction of who we are, and we're going to be moving forward. We're just going to be talking about anything to do with any kind of relationships, relationships with your kids, relationships with your parents, relationships between parents, your relationship with yourself, because that really is the juice that gives you the fire for everything in life. As long as your relationships are going well, especially, even in business too, that affects your livelihood as well. You have to have good business relationships. And so we'll just be talking about any and all topics as far as that goes. So if you ever have a question or something that you want us to dive into or talk about a little more, feel free to leave a comment, anything. Send us a message somewhere.
Yeah. DM us.
On our
slide in the
account.
I don't even know where this is gonna go. You see, I think it's gonna go up on your YouTube and podcast, but I don't even
as well
know
as the
exactly
iTunes.
What the names are, where it goes, but
it's gonna be called CPR.
Oh yeah.
Child-parent relationships.
I know, but what about the YouTube? Did you?
Same. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
I did.
So it's gonna go up on.
I do some work.
It's gonna go up on those. So
please feel free to leave a comment. And
we're gonna try to do this
Right now, the goal is bi-monthly, so twice a month. Once every 2 weeks, we'll have out an episode, and so very excited to do this and
Excited.
looking forward to
hearing
from
all
you
of
guys.
you guys.
Yeah. How do we?
I think that's like 25 minutes.
Probably. Wait.
Yeah.
So how do you like close? Yes. How do you close?
Usually, yeah. So closing is like you usually have like a call to action, right?
I guess so. I mean, that's if you're trying to sell something. We're talking about sales, and
But like you can be like, comment below or subscribe.
We already did that, so we should have just stopped talking, huh?
Oh yeah, we should have.
Comment. Love you guys.
I was thinking for like an intro though, we can be like. Oh, what is it like? Hello, everybody. Welcome to the CPR show, where we talk about parenting. Wait, no, we talk about children, parenting, and your relationships. Introducing award-winning
I haven't won
something like that.
I mean, I have, but anyways, whatever. Put that aside. Wait, we're still figuring it out. Start before we were not ready.
Yeah.
And we will probably be more in the next one. Anyways.
Yeah, the next one for sure.
That's what we say, but who knows?
Do we have
very organic?
We have a topic to talk about the next one, right? Don't we?
We will.
Didn't you have like a big golden book?
I do have a big golden book, but like, those are just anyways.
Inside?
Yeah, there's stuff in there, we'll scrounge something.
Yeah.
All right, anyway.
I think the next one's definitely be better, so you guys should definitely check out the next one.
Stick around. Don't give up on us.
Skip on this one and check out.
All right, see you guys in the next one. Have a good day or night or
Bye, guys.
whatever. Love ya. Bye.
And